Why is it so hard to plan for the future? Even when we're talking about fun stuff, why is it so hard to visualize it? Greetings, this is Kathy Waite. I'm the CEO and founder at Your Net Worth Manager, working as a retirement income specialist in Saskatchewan and across Canada. This is a follow-up to my podcast about reality-based financial planning and goals being best guesses. When organising your finances, we have to know the difference between long-term and short-term. It's for investment strategies, how much to keep aside for emergencies, tax planning, etc., etc. But truly, people find it very hard to think more than 5 years ahead. If I ask people to write down ideas or to brainstorm with me, often there's a great deal of detail under a year. Then when we get to 1 to 6 years, it's broader ideas, and by 10 years plus, the questionnaire is blank, or the questions say, retire sometime before I'm too old. Why is this? I've been spending some time thinking about this kind of thing to make sure the plans that we make are actually useful in real life, not theory. I'm looking for reality-based financial planning. It seems to me, for a large part, we are not in control of our own destiny. We are constrained by what happens around us, outside influences. If you were to look back over 15 years, how much has happened to you? If a lot's happened that was out of your control, to your brain, it's not logical to make long-term plans that you can't really control for the future. So what do? Do we just give up? I see this increasing as people don't have jobs for life anymore. They move away for work, away from family and friends. They get pushed into self-employment or contract work. The gig economy, as it's sometimes trendily known. Few of us, and whether it's by choice or desire for adventure, perhaps we're seeking opportunity or wanting a change, maybe even economic necessity, but few of us grow up in one town and die there anymore. The process of planning helps us with a more meaningful discussion and to figure out our trade-offs, right? We probably can't do everything we want to if we're not multimillionaires. So there's all these important things in reality that you write down. We're not going to be able to do all of them. So what's very important to you? What's the most important things to you? And why? If you can't imagine a future, then how on earth do we get started? With experience, I've learned to help people narrow things down to 5-year chunks and just say, right, that's great. We've talked about these trade-offs and these goals and the values and the best guesses. Imagine 5 years from now, we're meeting up and we're looking back. What would need to have happened in order for us to feel like this had been successful? Is there something that if it had not happened, you would feel really let down? It's actually more common that people can come up with a list of things they want to avoid than a list of things they want to do. So this is why we meet every year, whether things are good or bad in life. Next year when we meet, we're continually rolling it out. 5 years is enough time for us to get some progress made, but a short enough time for us to see progress towards the goals. We've made some best guesses, but we're reinforcing the idea that we're not committed to the guess. And this will make more sense if you listen to episode 1. We're committed to the process of guessing. The goal-setting process and financial planning is a process, not an event. And I think that's one of the most important things I can teach clients, is the planning and the goal-setting is not an event. It's a process of best guesses and adjusting. You don't know what you don't know, and what might seem like a disaster to you is quite fixable to me. You may be doing small things that are gradually sending you off course and be in denial about it. So that's my approach to long-term, short-term. We say things like, hey, it's been a year, let's revisit this. Are you still thinking this is the most important thing? Yes, okay, that's great. No, so what changed? Is this still in the plan? Awesome. Or no, it's not? Well, do you remember we thought about that? So what we can do is, there's very little that's not fixable, and there is absolutely nothing you can tell me that will shock me. I've seen it all over the last 30 years. We have these conversations, and for the most part it's fun. It gives us back confidence to go forward. So whether it's good news or bad news, adjusting quickly can save the day. Do you remember in podcast 1 I said I think there's a problem? Financial planning, the way it's currently practiced by most people, is not reality. The key problem is a false sense of precision. Planning 30 years ahead as if it will happen on cue is so unlikely we instinctively can't trust it, as though it doesn't bring the promised peace of mind. By planning in 5-year best guesses, we give ourselves permission to be human, flexible and to enjoy the change rather than fear it. If we muck up or life takes a different direction, we can still cope. My job is to be a guide of uncertainty, because at the end of the day, what I do is help people make incredibly important decisions in the face of irreducible uncertainty. The reality is your plan is wrong as soon as you make it. Like the example I gave with the pilot correcting his flight plan for wind speed after takeoff. My value to you is not the plan, my value is the course corrections. Dealing with life's custard pies in the face, and when you change your mind about your best guess. That's why this is a relationship and not an event, short and long term. Thank you for listening. If you like what you heard, please like the podcast in iTunes, rate it and send it on to a friend. If you've got something to say, please say it. We have a collective wisdom, many lives lived we could all benefit from, but because money is such a taboo subject, that doesn't happen. Look forward to hearing from you, and I will be working on my next podcast. If you've got an idea for a subject, drop me a line.